Hello everyone, this is Foxy Papa Smurf, or FPS Gamer for short, and I know it's been a while, but I'm bringing you guys another map showcase created in Halo 2 Anniversary's Forge. And this map is called Edifice, and it's being created for the Meet Your Maker 5v5 Squad CTF Forge contest. And this is my third out of 4 submissions that I've had. This is blue base here, and red base is a mirror image of this one located on the other end of the map. It technically has 3 levels: a basement, a level where the flag is at, and then a top tier for those looking to get a better vantage point. This basement area may seem a little bit open, but there's a reason for that and we'll get to that momentarily. Each base also is equipped with 2 warthogs, a Gauss, and also your traditional machine gun hog. Down on the very bottom level, you also have access to smaller vehicles such as a Ghost and a gungoose. This bottom area is meant to look like a futuristic construction zone of sorts. There's lots of cover, lots of trick jumps, lots of places to weave in and out of enemy fire. And although this area is completely asymmetrical, I tried to do my best to make sure both sides were even, that they had the same amount of cover, and one side didn't have an advantage over another. Now you'll notice that around the exterior of the map there's somewhat of a roadway, and this is so that larger vehicles like the Warthog have access to the entire map. And now you can see why this lower basement area was so barren. You needed to have room so that you can bring the Warthog through the bottom level undisrupted. And if you remember a map like Rat's Nest on Halo 3, for example, it's very similar to this. I modeled it more or less off the way that Rat's Nest functioned in Halo 3. You have an exterior track, and then the battleground in the very center of the map that's more for infantry and maybe light vehicles like the Ghost. But the exterior is used almost exclusively for larger vehicles like the Warthog. And using the Warthog, you have access to either team's base. In this lower level, it's obviously too obstructed to be navigated by a larger vehicle, but your smaller vehicles like the Ghost and the Gungoose can easily navigate this area. It can be a little bit tricky, but if you're somewhat of a talented driver, you can weave your way in and out of the different structures. Again, another nod to Rat's Nest is a sniper located in the center of the map, but unlike Rat's Nest, there's actually 2 with half your normal ammo supplied with it. And up on this bridge you'll also find the rocket, and unlike most of the maps I do, I actually left the rocket with full ammo, and that was intentional because there's so much scenery down here that it's actually very hard to hit an enemy target. It gets obstructed by walls and little bits of scenery very easily, so you'll get a lot of wasted rockets unless you're a really good shot and you can anticipate well with the rocket. Originally I was going to have the sniper spawn up here, but I figured since this is a fairly powerful position, I decided to put a short-range weapon like the sword up here so that you have to go get the sword and then bring it to a place where it's going to be most effectively used. And as I mentioned previously, this is all asymmetrical. One side is most definitely not identical to the other, but they are somewhat even in that their vantage points are equal height and they have the same amount of cover. And both sides also have access to that center bridge. Red team via a piece of infrastructure hanging from the crane, and blue team using the crane itself. And like I said, there's a lot of trick jumps here. Most of them are intentional, but you'll probably find some that I put in there accidentally, but they all work great. And like I said before, I tried to make sure that the vantage points had an equal amount of visibility and that one couldn't see more than the other. Although the side routes are meant more for vehicles, you could still potentially traverse them on foot as well by making use of the gravelists that are equipped on either side. And once you have the enemy team's flag, you have a number of options available to you to get the flag from their base back to yours. The most obvious and probably the most used route will be just trekking directly through the center. And if surrounded by enough friendly cover fire, it is a potentially successful route to take, especially if you happen to pick up that overshield on your way. This is one of the smaller 5v5 maps that I've made recently, but through a little bit of play testing, it's not so small that you don't have time to find a nice weapon or some cover on a spawn. You don't die instantly, but there's enough action that it keeps the game exciting. Well, thank you guys for taking a look at my map. I really appreciate all the support. If you're interested in seeing any of my other videos, go ahead and head over to my channel, or if you want to see some of the other maps I made for this contest, you can either check out my channel or head on over to Forge Hub and see my profile on there to see the maps that I submitted for this contest. And I also want to give a shout out to Midnight Miko. He's got a great channel that talks about Halo 5 and GTA 5 and a lot of other things in the gaming industry right now. So head on over to his channel and check him out if you get a chance. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed what you've seen here, and I'll catch you guys next time.